What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua. Get this. Anthony Joshua vows to regain the belts back from Alexander Usyk as he dismisses talks that he will ever step aside for Tyson Fury. Wait, there's more. Anthony Joshua insisted he is focused on reclaiming his heavyweight world titles from Usyk. Of course, the 32-year-old Olympic 2012 Golden Boy suffered a punishing points loss to the Ukrainian in September. And he is in talks to accept step-aside money to let the WBA, the IBF, the WBO champ Usyk fight bitter rival Tyson for his WBC crown and iconic undisputed status instead. But he claims a lucrative deal to sit out and eventually fight the winner is not on his radar. He told Lifestyle magazine, he said, "I've come up short twice, but the majority of times I've overcome many obstacles. Next fight, I'm going to beat him," which is Usyk, "and I'm going to take those belts from him. And I'm going to reign again to become the 3-time heavyweight champion of the world, whether people like it or not." Of course, we seen Anthony Joshua avenge his loss in 2012 or 19 to Andy Ruiz in December. So this is the second coming, basically, right? And he did say, he confirms the crippling disappointment of losing his titles for a second time is the driving force for such a drastic change. All right. We'll get into that later. Let's counterpunch. I like it. I like that he made a stand. I like that he just didn't let it linger. Because a lot of people do that. They hear something and then they don't address it. So because they don't address it, they allow people to run away with it and it to spread and it to build and it to get to this point where, man, he's just damn near sitting on the bench. He's a bench warmer at this point, and he's taking this money, and Tyson Fury and Usyk has made statements by the time he decides to respond. No, Hades, no, that's BS. And I'm glad that he didn't do that. Because a lot of people do that. They sit out and they listen and they wait and they don't really tell the right information, and it's up to them to clear it up. Okay? Not, oh, look at all these people talking about me. Well, if they're talking about you saying the wrong information, that means you should clean and clear it up. Not by anybody else, but for and by yourself. Okay? I'm not saying any names on that. All right? But we've seen that before. However, it makes sense for him not to take the money also, because if he didn't take it for the first loss, why would he take it for the second? Because remember, this same thing happened before. This happened before. Yes, in 2019, Andy Ruiz upset Anthony Joshua and took the majority of the belts from him, okay, including the IBO belt. And Andy Ruiz was chilling and partying with the Hollywood elites and other elites and this, that, and the other, right? And he was on Hot Boxing with Mike a couple times, and he was the man. You know what I mean? If you're on Hot Boxing with Mike, if you're on Joe Rogan, you are the man, because those are the biggest podcasts in America, okay, as far as boxing, all right? So that's what he did, and what happened at that time, okay? I have to remind you again. Deontay Wilder popped out, hey, let's unify. So then guess what? Boom. It was all about a thing about unification. It was all about a thing about, hey, getting this fight done, full, undisputed, right? You remember that? And Andy started smelling himself, calling Anthony Joshua stiff, a robot, really can't fight at all, and this, that, and the other, right? Mocking him in certain videos. You guys remember that. I mean, he was doing all of that. That was Andy Ruiz, but that fight was in talks. The undisputed fight was in talks, despite a rematch clause that was going on at the time that he had to honor based on contract. Okay? The contract stipulations stated, printed that he must fight Anthony Joshua if Anthony Joshua decides to activate the rematch clause. Anthony Joshua's already done that. Okay? So if you really want to get smart about it, him saying, well, hey, I'm taking all the belts back. Well, they didn't really say Usyk. Well, Usyk is the only one with the majority of the belts because he had the majority of the belts. All right, so before people start and trying to read into things that are not true and don't really make sense, that's what that is. All right, so it's good that he made a stance. And a last thing I wanted to point on about Joshua taking step aside money, why it's a good idea that he shouldn't. Because at some point, it's not all about money. And if he took the step aside money, it would have meant two things. One, money is somewhat of a god to him, right? And he's doing it only for the money. Or two, he's not really confident that he would beat Usyk anyway, and all these damn videos and stuff that he posts out really doesn't mean anything. He's just trying to convince himself by posting all these damn videos of upper and body combinations and wrestling and tussling and training and this, that, and the other. And then you take step aside money, it shows you that you're not confident in your ability. Okay, just by taking that, and you'd rather see him fight someone else to see, either in amazement or to see how someone else deals with this particular person, or all the above. Okay, that's what that would have meant. That's what people would say. But if they said it, when they say it, would it be an argument because they said it? No, they wouldn't. Because a lot of people would think that same thing because I just said it, because that's exactly what I would think about if Anthony Joshua would have took a step aside deal. You know what I mean? He would have been saying, you know what? Nah, not right now. Not right now. Give me the money. I'll step aside and I'll watch him fight somebody else. That's what I would do. Right? Give me that 15 million pounds or whatever and give Dillian White the 5 million. We can sit back like glorified bench warmers and watch another show, despite the show that we were in charge of once upon a time. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Anthony Joshua shutting down any rumors that he is taking step aside money once again. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.